Morning. Today we will introduce the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna School. This is a Christian school and its service is the education.
Okay, the location of Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna is located in Puente Aranda, locality 16, in Tejar neighborhood of Bogota, and its address is Street 37 South, 5235 in Bogota.
This is the organizational chart of the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna School. You can see that in the highest part of the organizational chart are the general pastors. After this is rectory, and then are three main areas in the school that are academic area and the school environment, accreditation and administrative area. In the academic area, you can see the preschool general coordination, primary general coordination, secondary general coordination, and coordination of pedagogical projects. Then you can see the teachers and academic secretary, students, and school welfare. In the administrative area, you can see legal, human management, accounting, finance and portfolio, supply, and staff. And finally, you can see the school participation organizations like Directing Council, Academic Council, Committee of Coexistence, Parents Council, Students Council, and Teachers Council.
We are going to talk about the history of the school. It began in September 1992 with a committee formed by the Sunday school director and a group of teachers who conduct the feasibility study, which yield a diagnostic that established the justification for creating the educational institution. By November 21, 1992, the project was duly processed before the Ministry of Education and the project was presented to Eduardo Cañas. Enrollments were opened on November 30, 1992 with a total success. The community responded positively to this project and that day also received donations in cash. On February 8, 1993, classes began with preschool, kindergarten, first, second year of primary and special education. In 1993, the Secretary of Education of the district, where an operating license resolution was granted receipt for the first visit, and the score was a 9 was given, recommending the extension to the entire elementary school. On December 1st, enrollment were opened for the 1994 school year, and 142 children were enrolled for the elementary school and 109 for the primary grade.
In 2018, the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna celebrates 25 years of providing education and affecting the community. With more than 400 families, the institution currently has almost 1,000 students, which has allowed the fulfillment of the proposed objectives. The vision and mission of the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna are: vision, that by the year 2025, the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna is an educational institution strengthened in the English language as a second language, with national recognition and agreements with foreign universities, so that students may advance student exchange or university studies. Internationally accredited with academic, administrative, personal, and spiritual development process in accordance with high quality standards. A multiplier of the pedagogy of affection, discipline with love, care for environment, and an education for peace and coexistence. recognized for fully developing the character and talents of of its student of its students through artists and sports training. A leader in the formation of Christian severance with renewed with a renewed mind for the edification of body of Christ. An educational complex that with optional infrastructure and technology meets the needs of the community through continuing education programs.
They form through the union of the Holy Spirit, biblical principles, values, people who affect, rescue, and possibility transform their family and social nucleus through their integral growth.
Now we are going to have the interview with one of the English teachers of the school.
Good morning. Today we are going to have an interview with the teacher Felipe Mezquita. So, hello, teacher.
Hello students, my name is Felipe. I am an English teacher in the Liceo Manantial.
Okay, we are going to start, okay? How many years have you been in the school? Have you been teaching in the school?
Okay, I have been working here for 7 years as English teacher. That's my experience here.
Okay, what did you role in the institution?
Okay, I am the director of 6th and 7th grade on a program called Emphasis, and I will talk about that later. And I'm English teacher from 9 to 11th grade students.
Okay. Have you presented an English international exam? Like TOEFL?
Like TOEFL or IELTS. I haven't taken, but in the university I took something similar to be able to graduate, but I haven't taken the official exams.
Okay, what is your English language teaching methodology?
Okay, when I studied at the college, at the university, the teachers taught me some methodologies, but in Colombia they are so complex because each classroom has a different world, a different students. For example, there are many students that don't like English, but there are some students that love English. So it's so difficult to take a specific methodology. So I try to combine, for example, I combine the traditional methodology, for example, when we translate sentences from Spanish to English, or when students must prepare a conversation, it's cooperative learning or communicative approach because they are improving the speaking, the listening, the writing, the reading. So I try to combine communicative approach and cooperative learning and traditional way.
Does the institution evaluate you?
Yes, the institution have some strategies to check our process. For example, there's a national and international day, especially in Colombia, called the Dia E. It's about the excellence of education in the schools. That's the way the educational ministry in Colombia make emphasis on how the teachers are working. For example, through the official exams like ICFES or Pruebas PISA and something like that. That's the way that teachers are checked, students are checked, and institutions or schools or universities are checked. So that's the way that we work with. For example, if there's some failure or something difficult or weaknesses in the school, we work progressing or work on to improve that. So that's the way we work with.
Okay. What is the process of high quality teachers? Not only the English teachers, but all the teachers.
like I said in the last question, through the, for example, there are schools that demand us to take official exams like TOEFL, IELTS in the case of English teachers, but many teachers also make specializations on education or things like that to be in the education ministry, be a part of changes and new politics of education. So that's part of that is the way that we can get better results in our institutions and our classes.
What is this English emphasis program about?
Okay, we have to make a difference or contrast between emphasis and bilingual program. Emphasis is not a bilingual program. Many parents think that emphasis students will be speaking English 100% perfect. The emphasis is when we have three specific subjects on secondary program. For example, we have a subject called reading, another called grammar, another called spelling. That's for the emphasis program because they work on those specific skills to learn and improve the way they read, to improve their speaking, and to improve their grammar. But for example, we don't have chemistry, bilingual chemistry, we don't have bilingual physics, we don't have bilingual math on secondary program. But in primary or elementary school, we have like a bilingual, something like a bilingual program because the texts are in English, on emphasis in primary school. But on secondary, the things change.
Okay. How many academic programs does the institution have at this time?
The institution has three different programs: emphasis program, academic program, and special education. Special education is about people on children that have failures or some weak on their learning process. So there are some with hyperactive situations or someone with Down syndrome. So that's the way we work with, and they are taught by special teachers, not by common teachers.
What is the main academic competence of the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna school?
Okay, for academic program, it's a whole complement, a whole process. There's no specific area which in the academic process for the students from the liceo, but there's an emphasis because we are a Christian school. So I would say that one of the most important things for us is to teach the students, guiding them on the Bible, guiding them on the Christian principles to be good and future parents, future students, and future young. So the most principal aspect is the Christian issue.
Okay. Does the institution plans to expand the institution to the other cities in the country?
I haven't heard about it. We have a special emphasis on preach in the families in Bogota, in our local city. There's no emphasis on other countries and other cities. The priority is to take care of the young and children, taking care of them based on the Bible and based on the love of God.
That request to register a student on the emphasis program?
Okay, students must start from first grade or before first grade, for example, preschool, kindergarten. That's one of the most important requests in the school to admit students for this program. Or, for example, if a secondary school or another grade school student from wants to study on the emphasis program, the institution applies a special exam to check their English level.
Okay. How has the school been growing?
The school has been growing because we check our own work. Each teacher has a special way to check his or her own work. For example, how was my class today? Did I plan correctly? The things that I plan work? What do I have to change? So those changes are making people to be convinced to study here. For example, it's something common. There's a children and he has a cousin, a brother and sister and recommend the school to other people. So that's the way the school has been growing because the students like the way we teach. But I think I always say that God is the main reason here. So many people, for example, we have secular students and many people register and put their children here because they want the best for them. Because secular schools don't teach you God. Secular schools don't have God and they avoid God. So that's something beautiful for us to testify the love of God. So that's the way that we are growing because we are growing with people, no machines that gives you grades and knowledge. We are growing with people that they graduate with a Christian and aware, being aware of their faith of God, on God.
Okay. In what aspect is the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna different from other schools Bogota?
First, because it's a school from a church called Manantial, Iglesia Manantial, and that's the main aspect, the Christian aspect. It's a Christian school, it's a biblical school, and the teachers, they're something special because we have had and we have known Christian schools, but teachers are not Christian. The special here is that all the workers, the people who clean, the secretary, the teachers, the principal, everyone, we are here Christian. So that's the first aspect. We don't work with secular people. We work only with Christians. So that's a good way for us because the environment and the relationships between us are peaceful, are quiet, are relaxed. We don't have really or angry relations because we are Christian and we depend on God. And the second is the special program, the special education program. That's something different from other schools because there are schools specialized on that, but this school have 3 programs for emphasis on English, on academic, and special education. So it's different from other schools from Bogota.
To finish this interview, do you have or the institution have a database to their customers?
Yeah, our customers are the students and their parents. So we can check that through our platform. It's called Cibercolegios. But they also work, the secretary and many other people work in the accountant part for the payments, the monthly payments. So we have it.
Okay. Well, Felipe, teacher Felipe, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. It was a pleasure to help you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we will show you the infrastructure of the high school Liceo Manantial. This is the administrative building. In this place the directors of the school are. This is the preschool building. Here are the kindergarten, transition and special education courses. This is the primary building. Here are the courses from 1st to 5th grade. This is the high school building. Here are the courses from 6th to 11th grade.
This image shows the number of clients, in this case students, who have acquired the education service at the Liceo Manantial de Vida Eterna School in the last 18 years. In the graph, you can see that the year in which more students have enrolled in the school is the year 2012, and the year that fewer students have enrolled is the year 2000.